What's up, everyone? It's out! It's finally here! Hazbin Hotel Season 2 is out! Ooh, it was such a thrill to watch. I'm about to tell you everything, but before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss new videos. Alright, let's get into it. We'll start with where we left off in Season 1. The Hazbin Hotel became massively famous in hell after their victory over heaven's exorcists. And, naturally, a ton of sinners started flooding into Charlie's hotel, all wanting to see the heroes who saved them from the yearly extermination. Even Katie Killjoy, who clearly can't stand our Disney princess, managed to say something nice about her on the news. But Charlie, she is in a full-blown panic. She's panicking about the potential threat from heaven, which might return, panicking about the influx of guests who all think she's building an army to overthrow heaven. She's lost without her mom, who was the leader in their family and could keep everyone in hell in line. And she's heartbroken over what she believes is the death of Sir Pentious. The other residents are trying to help solve these problems in their own ways. Vaggie is dealing with both the guests and the hotel's management, Husk is in charge of the bar and the drinks, and Angel is basically just using himself as the main attraction for new residents. Nifty is cleaning, and Alastor? Alastor is the only one who isn't planning on doing anything at all. After nearly dying at the hands of Adam while defending the hotel, he's clearly had a change of heart and attitude towards the residents. But we don't know why yet. After all, in the last episode of Season 1, he practically loved these sinners and the family he helped bring together. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without some interactions with Lucifer, who, by the way, is much more involved in his daughter's life this season. Here, he tries to help Charlie, at the very least, by showing her how to quickly escape the clutches of reporters. And in the end, after talking with her loved ones, Charlie musters the strength to tell the reporters that her hotel is about the redemption of sinners who want to get to heaven, not to exterminate heaven itself. The reporters scatter, and Charlie starts getting unfairly attacked by the media in hell. All orchestrated by Vox himself, of course. Vox decided to use the hotel's reputation to tarnish it, so that Vox Tech could position themselves as the saviors, the ones who would finally be willing to build an army and get revenge on the angels who tormented sinners for so long. Overall, the main theme to be explored is the conflict between the Hazbin Hotel residents and the Vivziepop, who will be trying to mess with each other. This idea is pushed on us in the song Whatever It Takes, which has become perhaps the best representation of the main rivalry between the V's and Charlie. In short, the V's dream of becoming gods now that they know angels can be killed, while Charlie is trying to recover and move on after Pentious went to a better place. But she only finds this out when Emily appears at the end of the episode, gives Charlie a quick recap of what's been happening in heaven, and then quickly runs off, leaving Charlie in a bit of shock.
And what's happening in heaven is shown to us in the second episode of Hazbin Hotel, which essentially runs parallel to the first. There, after a long delay, they finally decided to hold a trial for Pentious, who stood before all the important figures in heaven. Even the voice of God himself dropped in for this little get-together, and only after his appearance did Pentious decide to tell everyone how he ended up in hell and why. It turns out he lived during the time of Jack the Ripper, and as a witness to the murders, he did nothing. Time after time, he failed to act when he had the chance, and it was because of his cowardice that he ended up in hell. By performing a heroic act like the one he did at the end of the season, he was able to atone for his guilt and ascend. And I think this sets up an excellent concept of the afterlife, one I've seen before in the show Lucifer. The idea that a person actually goes to hell because they're ashamed of their actions. They go there only because they crave punishment within themselves. They see themselves as a bad person. It's a brilliant concept that allows for testing many characters in unusual circumstances, like Lute, who has genuinely lost her mind over the loss of Adam. She could very well become a full-on demon who, drunk on revenge, falls from heaven into hell. And that would be beautiful. Especially since we got a teaser for this in the song Gravity, where despite being forbidden from doing anything to hell, let alone Lucifer's daughter, she is determined to kill everything and everyone the Princess of Hell holds dear. Perhaps Vaggie isn't the only one on Lute's hit list. Or maybe she will actually obey Sarah's command and not descend into hell. That would be quite interesting in my opinion. And besides her madness, Lute also draws attention with her visible disgust for Adam's younger son, Abel, who has become the new leader of the Exorcists. His very existence is a huge disappointment to Lute, and when such a weak, soft boy took the very place that Lute believed was hers by right, she ends up hating him completely. After Sarah spoke with God and held the trial for Pentious, she decided to lock down heaven just to be safe. However, despite the barrier, Emily decided to literally sneak away to Charlie for a few minutes to recap everything that had happened in heaven, and we saw this in the previous episode. Since these are the first episodes, they were meant to show us what's happening in both worlds. The episodes representing hell and heaven are wonderful. We saw the characters' states after the war, their current goals and intentions, and almost every character has different ones for their own reasons. We saw the villain's intentions. In short, the mission was accomplished with a solid A+. I will be eagerly awaiting more. And in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss new videos.